Hello, everybody, and today we're live again on Jem's show, and we have with us Julia.
Hello, everybody. Thank you again, Sarah, for inviting me.
Welcome, our physiotherapist from Milano. And today we're going to discuss knee problems and all the issues that goes along with having a knee issue. And we're going to explain to you, she's going to explain to you what type of knee problems there are, how to deal with them, how to check for a knee problem. It's for a physiotherapist, but she's just going to give you a little bit of an idea. And we're going to talk about what exercises to do that can heal or help you recover from a knee injury. So, Julia, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
Great. So, can you tell us today about knee issues and what problems arise from it, or the anatomy of the knee?
Yeah, sure. Knee injury, knee pain is a very common issue in people from 20, 15 years old sometimes, if they are practicing any sports, or if they have any congenital problem, of course, and until 80 years old. The problem of the knee are increasing also now in the population. Why? Because we are exercise less, we are gain weight, we sit most of the time. So knee issue is a very common problem. Most of the time is just regarding very little problems that we can fix with the exercise and the physical therapy. Sometimes, if there is any injury or progressed trauma, we can do, of course, physiotherapy most of the time is suggested, but we have to be a little bit more aware, and maybe we should do some further investigations. So today I would like to talk about both cases, but we'll be more focused on the first one. So progressive knee pain with no progressed injury.
Alright.
Okay, so if you have a knee pain, you probably had some of these symptoms. You can have some swelling, you can have some hot feeling around your knee, you can have a pain that can be referred in the anterior part of the knee, so around the patella, that is this bone that we can see that is in front of our knee, or you can have a pain in the back side of the knee, or in the lateral side. Where the pain is referred can makes understand us what is the cause of the pain, what is the anatomical part of our knee that is not working well, or it has a dysfunction. Okay, most of the time the pain is referred in the anterior part of the knee. Okay, instead, if you have an injury, the pain can be all around your knee or in a specific place, but you can have other symptoms like clicking. So while you're walking, you can feel a click in the lateral side of your knee, and the click usually is with pain, is referring with pain. So don't be worried if you just feel a click and if you didn't have any injury, but if you feel click with pain, can be something else that can be fixed with the physio, but it can be a sign.
Sometimes some people have a clicking, but there's no pain with it.
Yeah, so in that case, most of the time you don't have to worry about. It's quite common. Sounds in the knees are common.
Yeah.
Everybody's have it, and you don't have to be aware to don't use your knee. Oh, because I feel sound, I think something is broken. No. Last scientific research said that even if you have crepitus, this is the correct name for calling these sounds of the knee, it's fine. Most of the time it's just a reducing of the cartilage or a little incorrect movement of the patella, but doesn't mean that you have to stop to exercise. Actually, it's the opposite. You have to continue to exercise, be aware to don't do too intense exercise, or don't injure yourself, of course, but
Right.
no issues about it.
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
most of the time when you just feel an anterior knee pain, it's because of a patella maltracking. So the patella is not moving correctly on our knee. So these bones is attached to a big muscle that is on our thigh. It is the quadriceps. All of us, we know about it. And in the upper side of the patella, in the lower side of the patella, there is a tendon that is attached to our tibia. Okay. The quadriceps is one of the biggest muscle in our body, and is make this movement, okay? Is make straightening the knee, and is made of four different muscles. If one of them is a little bit stronger than the other, the patella don't move correctly. And also, if there is an imbalance between the muscle of our thigh, so the gluteus, the hamstring, the abductor, that are the muscles that on the lateral side of our thigh, and the abductors, that the muscles that are inside our thigh, the patella could not move properly.
Okay.
And what's happened? The patella, it doesn't move just straight. It moves in a canal. Okay, you have to imagine a canal, and the patella is moving in this canal. If this is not happening, what's happened? That you start feeling pain. And if you're running, if you're moving, if you're exercise, this pain can increase and can start to be a chronic pain. So you can experience pain during all your daily activities.
So that's the part that is usually injured in a knee.
Yeah,
that's the top part.
The part in between your patella
okay.
and your bones, your
Okay.
femur bones and tibia bone. Okay.
Okay.
How you understand if you have it? Of course, if you have some of the symptoms that I told you, and also you can do a very simple test. This is called eccentric step test. That makes us understand if there is an imbalance between our muscles. So, like I said to you guys, most of the time when you experience knee pain, you have a strong quadriceps and most of the time and adductors, and the muscle, the lateral muscle of your knee, the gluteus and the vastus medialis, that's the part of the quadriceps, are a little bit more weaker. So you can do this test for check how the knee is moving during the steps.
So we have a step here, and she's just going to show you. This is a test, or
this is a test.
It's a test if you have a knee issue.
Okay, so you have to step on this step, and slowly you have to go down and do 3 steps down.
So this is a test that you can do, which will show if you have knee injury or not.
Usually, if you have a knee problem, this test will be with the patella maltracking. You will experience knee pain. Why? Because it's very hard for your hip, gluteus, and your abductor to control the knee during this movement, and your patella, it will push inside. So if you don't have a strong muscle, probably you will experience pain. And other things that you have to be focused on it. When you are doing it, you should be with a physio, or you can try to do it in front of a mirror. Check the position of your knee. If your knee is going too much medial, you cannot control and keep it outside. This is the first sign of probably a patella maltracking. Also, and compensation with your trunk. For keeping your knee out, if you have to bend your trunk, probably that means that your muscle are a little bit weak. And also your gluteus. So this movement and this movement of compensation, also a pelvic tilt, are signs that you probably have an unbalance of the muscle of your leg. Okay. So
now you guys know what thing is there that will show you that there is an imbalance, and which test you can do to see if you really have an injury or not.
So now we're going to see some exercise for reduce the pain and reduce this imbalance of muscles.
All right.
Okay.
So now we're going to do some exercises. This is the main part for which you're all here, so that you know which exercises to do and bring yourselves towards a healing you can say. And of course, you should always go to your doctor, because Julia can not speak to all of you and see all of your issues and solve them. That's why we always suggest that you go and have yours checked out first before starting some exercise. So all right, so Julia, we're gonna show us now.
Yeah.
She's going to show us what to do. Let me just see if they can see the whole of you. Okay, now we can see you.
We will start with the most simple one, okay? And then we will progress. So the first exercise that I will show you should be done without pain, okay? So this is the first for the quadriceps, and it's called straight leg raise. So you can do it with the opposite knee a little bit bent and raise up your leg, toes up, and you have to hold the position for 10 seconds. So you will feel the quadriceps contracting and working.
All right. And your leg, should it be like this angle or can it go higher?
It's better to keep 45 degrees. So this angle is the best one.
Okay, so not higher. This 45 degrees is what is good.
Usually I said to keep the same height of the opposite leg. You can do it also with the other legs down. But what will happen if you have low back pain, for example? You can arch your back and you can hurt your lower part. So it's better to do it with the opposite leg bent.
All right. Okay. So this is how it's going to support your other leg when you keep one bent.
And also it's good as a feedback. So usually I give this exercise for starting 10 repetition, 5 repetition per leg, 10 seconds hold.
Okay. 5 repetitions, 10-second hold. Okay. This is your first exercise, all right?
Yeah. Second exercise is for the gluteus, because back we just said the hip extensor usually are a little bit weak. So very easy exercise. You have to bend your knees, your feet at the same distance of your shoulder, and you have to raise up your hip. And even here, hold for 10 seconds. So you have to contract your muscles of the hip. You can keep your hands down, and then slowly you have to roll your back and bring it down.
So this is good for the glutes, and because of course if you have a knee problem and the glutes are weak, it's going to be an issue. So this is like an exercise which is targeting your glutes, which is basically the back of your hip and thigh connecting muscles. All right, so this is the way you're going to do it. And this is basically, it's really healthy also. It's going to make your glutes strong, it's going to make you look good, and it's going to improve the function of your knee.
Also, you have to be aware when you're doing that to don't close your knee.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will start using your adductor for keeping the position. So it's important to keep your knees a little bit open.
Okay, so there has to be a little bit space.
So you will use also a little bit of your medius gluteus. These are an external rotation of the hip. They are the muscles that are more in the lateral side of your hip, and they are the ones that control your knee.
Okay.
Because we are already in this position, I will show you a progression of this exercise.
All right.
So if you have an elastic band at home, you can put the elastic band in between your knee. You can start with the...
And you can get these elastic bands are, you can get them from shops and
there are
lots of gym places and other places that have these.
Yeah, they are quite common. There are some elastic bands like yours that are already circles, so you don't have even to tie.
Right. And then there are
ones at work, and
you can tie it according to your width or how much space you have.
Yeah, and if you want to increase the strength, you just tie it shorter. So you can do the same exercise, just holding the position and keep your knees open. So you will feel here working a little bit more. Okay? All these exercises should be without pain. And you can hold for 10 seconds and do 10 repetitions.
All right.
If you're already good, you can increase again the intensity of the exercise, and when you're raising up your hip, you can do some pulses.
All right.
Okay.
So this is like this is a variation of that exercise, or you can say a slightly stronger version of that exercise that you just showed us.
Yes.
And
exactly.
This is how you can make the glutes more stronger and also your knee problem more better. So you put an elastic band and then you keep a little bit of this thing's area, and then you can move it back and forth.
Exactly. Okay. Another very effective exercise for patella tracking is the climb. So this exercise you can do also in different variation. I will show you the simplest one, and then I will show the hardest. So you have to lay down on one side. The exercise should be repeated on both sides. I will show you only on this side.
This is the third exercise we're showing, right?
Yeah, the third one.
Great.
So, of course, if you have a knee pain on the left knee, for example, it's better you have to be more concentrated on the left side. But I always suggest to repeat the exercise on both sides. I don't make it, because otherwise you will have an imbalance between legs. So the problem will spread.
Worse.
So you have to keep your knee at 60 degrees of knee flexion, and with your feet together and your hip also a little bit bent, you have to raise up the knee. Okay? What happens sometimes, the patient cannot do it because they're a little bit weak in these muscles, and they will start rotate your back. So be aware to don't do it. Okay. You can keep one hand on the floor, on the bed.
Basically, keep your hand there. Just don't move your whole body, but just move your knee. So
exactly.
This is the position that you're going to be.
You have to feel these muscles working. Okay. Usually it's a little bit hard to do in the beginning, so I give 10 repetitions. If you're already good, you can start doing 20, no problem. And 99% of the time, you will not experience any knee pain, okay? This is important, because otherwise, if you experience knee pain while you do your exercise, the pain in the knee can increase. So we have to decrease the inflammation of the knee in the beginning, and then we will start to do something a little bit harder and a little bit more intense.
Okay.
A variation of this exercise is with the elastic band. So again, you put the elastic band between your knee, between your thigh, and you will do the same exercise.
And this is, it's a variation, it'll make it a little bit harder, and it will just make your muscles stronger. But I think like if the person has a lot of pain, they should start without the elastic band, and then they can proceed to an elastic band later on.
Usually I increase the exercise after 2-3 weeks. So because this is the time that usually takes for the muscle to get it stronger. So after 2-3 weeks you can start to put the elastic band. And if you feel good, you can also start to do the third variation. So the climb will be with the one foot up, and you will start to do the climb higher. So there will be more work on your medius gluteus and external rotation of the hip. Okay, it's a little bit quite hard. I feel it.
Yeah, you have to be a little strong for that.
Another important exercise is for the abductor. So we are to the fourth exercise, are the abductor of the hip, because the abductor of the hip starts from our pelvis and goes down to our tibia. Okay, so it's very long muscles called also tensor fasciae lata. So we have to strain it a lot for keep our knees not going medial but a little bit more flatter, and to correct the patella. So still in the sideline position, you have to bend the opposite knee. I always suggest to keep your trunk more stable and don't move back and forward. The opposite leg, the leg that is working, have to be straight, knees straight, toes up, very easy, and you do an abduction. So you raise up.
So the toe is up, so it's not like, your toe is not like this, it's like this, right?
Yes, and be aware to don't do it like this. Don't bring your toes down. Keep it straight, even a little bit high, it's fine. Okay, and here we can do 10-20 repetitions. It's up to your how much you are exercising before. Okay, also in this exercise you should not experience any pain. Okay, you will feel some muscle work here, and if you want to increase the intensity of the exercise, you can put some ankle weight here, 1 kilo, 2 kilograms, and repeat the exercise with the ankle weight.
Okay.
Or if you don't have it, just hold the position for 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Be aware, don't go too much high when you do the abduction. Sometimes I see people doing like this. After 45 degrees, you will start bending your back.
Okay.
So it will not be anymore a hip movement, but it will be a side bending of your lower back.
Okay.
So 45 degrees, 30 degrees, it's okay. Yeah, I would say 30 degrees.
Okay. All right. That's great. So we did like about 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 exercises, and these are the best exercise with which you can start when you have experienced knee pain.
Okay.
When you start feeling good, we can start to do some more functional exercise, because most of these exercises are with the knee straight, with very low weight bearing, but usually these people with knee pain experience pain in the knee while they're doing the stairs, while they are squatting. So the next step for increase our knee strength is the squat. Okay. When you start to feeling less pain, like 2, 3 out of 10, we can start trying to do the squat. Okay. So how should be the right squat? Because most of the time, yes, people say, yes, I'm already doing okay, but incorrectly. And when you have a knee pain and your quadriceps is too strong, for sure you will do some you can do some wrong movement. So I will show you what you have to be aware while you're doing a squat. First thing is the position of the feet. Okay, the feet should not be straight when you're doing the squat, because our hips are not made for keep our feet straight, but for have a little bit of external rotation, like 7-12 degrees of external rotation. Okay? So not like a ballerina, just like this in the middle. Okay, your feet a little bit open, a little bit more than your shoulder, and now you're ready for the squat. I will show you from the lateral side so you can see better the position of the knee. So you have to. When you have to squat, you have to be aware to keep your bottom backward, and your knee should not be more forward than your toes. Okay? So the right squat is this. Okay. Show you again.
And squat is something that everybody keeps doing wrong because it's a little bit tricky, right?
Yeah.
Some people come too forward, some people go too backward.
Yeah, because most of the time when we are tired, we will do this.
Right.
Now I exaggerate.
Yeah.
But when you bring your knee more forward than your toes, will be more compression on your patella, and that can be a trigger point for your knee pain. So even if you exercise a lot, and some of the patients come to me, but Julia, I exercise 5 times a week in the gym, I do the squat, I do the exercise, how I can have a weakness in my lower limb? Yes, you can have. Maybe it's more than a weakness, is an imbalance or incorrect movement. Okay. So if you are doing 5 times a week the squat like this, keeping your back super straight and your knees forward, for sure you can experience knee pain. So that's usually another thing that I always check. Okay.
All right, guys. So you saw all the exercises. You saw how to do the right way to do a squat, and I think this is. Did we cover anything? Everything is for the knees. We finished with do you feel there's anything left as for the knees that we can talk about? I think we're mostly done, right?
Yeah.
All right. So guys, today we spoke to you about how to detect if you have a knee problem, and also what exercises that you can do that would help you recover with the knee problem with Julia. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, and we're going to come next time again with we're going to discuss some other issue with you. We're just going to decide which issue to discuss, and just be sure that if you have a problem, it's better to go and consult your physician, your physiotherapist, and then start the exercises. But on an overall, if you have like a small slight injury or it's a light problem, you can just start with it, and it should be okay, right?
Yeah. If you have just like we said, knee pain, no injury, progressively, the pain is increased progressively, and you didn't have any injury before, and you can start. You can start this program.
Yeah, and you can. A healthy knee is very important, because if your knee is not working, or you having knee problems, that just leads to a whole lot of mobility issues in the future. So and you get it also because you're immobile, these days, because you're not moving too much, right?
We are moving less, and most of the time we are moving wrong.
And is there any foods that you should eat, do you think, to keep your knees healthy or your joints healthy?
Usually when we start muscle work, strengthening program, I always suggest to do a balanced diet and to try to don't skip the protein, because otherwise it will be very hard to build muscles. So I don't suggest a specific food, but to be balanced and to don't remove protein from your program. Okay.
All right, guys. So a balanced diet is very important. And thank you all for joining us. And I hope you enjoyed the session on knee issues. Thank you, Julia, once again.
See you.
And see you next time. See you guys next time.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.